Menahot Daf Samachet Amud Aleph, 18 lines down by the Mishnah. Mishekarab Amr, once the Korban Amr is brought, Hutar Hadash Miyad, a new crop becomes immediately Mutar. Harakim Miturina Hafta Yom Alan, those who live far away and don't know exactly when it's being offered, they can eat it from midday and on. Mishrabat Midash and Bethel was destroyed, it Kin Ben Yahmed Zakai, he made it Takana, Shie Yom Hanef Kulo Asur, the entire day should be Asur until the end of the 16th day of Nisan, and then because that was the day that was completed. Marida v'alo min ha'torahu asur, but isn't it midoraita asur? Shneimar ad etzim yom for the entire day. Why need to take an ad? Gemara says mipnei ma. Why did they rule hakim t'nei ha'totayim v'lan that far people far away able to eat from midday? Because they knew that Bedin did not waste time. Therefore, we can assume that it was done by midday. Okay. Rav Shmuel they both said, Bezman Shmuel Gam when Betamitash was around, the Omer Matir, the Omer allowed you to have the new crop. Bezman Shmuel Gam when there is no Betamitash, He'ir Mizrach Matir, when it turns daytime on the 16th is Mutar. My time, why? Trekra FTV. There are two Pesukim that have a stira. Tiv one Pasuk says, Ad Havi Achem Teibrahit. See another Pasuk says, Ad Etzim Yamazah until it becomes daytime. How Kesser is possible? Comes Mr. Gam when Betam is standing, and you have to wait for the Omer. Comes Mr. Gam when the you have to wait for the whole day. They both say, even when Betam is around, He'ir Mizrach Matir, even when the sun comes up, it's okay. V'aktiv Havi Achem, but how do you explain the Pasuk that they have to bring it? Mitzvah, that's just saying a mitzvah. Okay, Mishnah said after the Omer is brought, Hutar, Hadash Mutar. Gemara says mitzvah also. To wait is for a mitzvah. Ha, but the problem is, Omer Hayam Atir Medina, we said that Omer allows you to eat it elsewhere outside the Beit HaMikdash. Ushei Lechem HaMikdash, and allowing the Shtei Lechem using for Beit HaMikdash, for the grain in the Beit HaMikdash. Seemingly you need it. The Gemara says mitzvah. Again, you're only waiting for mitzvah. Next problem, Mishnah said, Mishnah Habit Mikdash, when the Mikdash was destroyed, it can be Hanan Zakai. Even if Asur, that the entire day will be Asur. The Gemara says, my time, why is the reason? Because maybe the number will be built in the upcoming year. But they'll say, Ishtaked last year, Milo Achana Be'er Mizrach, we ate first thing in the morning. Hashna Ben hold it for which you didn't have. That the last year, the reason was because there was no Omer. That's why the daytime made it mutar. Now that there's an Omer, it should be Asur. So we see at least showing from there that daytime is not enough. Mar says visa that mitzvah. If you think there's a mitzvah, mission mitzvah, like the reason to make it out for a mitzvah. He was saying it according to the opinion of Rabbi. The Amar Minatuna Asur, he also believed Asur by the entire day. Shema Adivin is as she ate smooth until the entire day. Because the word Ad Abrachal and his until means the entire day, including. When we say that Kavatet Zakai holds the Kavida, but he argues, the Mishnah says, Mishabah Mutash is destroyed, it can be Yohanan Zakai, she had a Basur, he says the entire day Asur. Marvin answers him, I love Torah, Asur, but we know it's Asur from the Torah. So seemingly say that they only they argue, and Rida says that is Asur Midoraita, and Zakai says the Asur Rabbanan. The Mar says Rida, who did Katai, and Rida made a mistake. What he meant. Who Safar Rabbi Ahmed Zakai didn't have Kamar, he only thought that Rabbanan Zakai was according to Rabbanan. The lie is not true. When Rata Kamar is saying is even under Rata. It can tell you why it say Takanaf. So Rata, the Gemara says, Ma hit Kimar been instituted. Darash Vehetkin. He learned the Pasuk to institute, but in Achlam it's Midorata, not Rabbanan. Rababa Ravuna Berdri of Shua, Achti Hadash Ba'urta de Shizar Nahage of Shizar. They would take the new grain, eat the new grain on the night of the 16th, which is basically the beginning of the 17th. They did not wait the extra day. Because they held because first of all, it's grain outside Israel Lebanon. Let's make Allah and if we're not worried about whether or not it's the right to wait. Okay. Raman Ravashi, Raman Hamim Ravashi Shiva, Achlu but Safra the Shivza, they took part of the new grain. The morning, 17th, Kasavri they held Hadash Behutza as Vereta, the new crop outside Israel is the Reta, is a swim with the Reta. That's why I had to wait an extra day. Rabbi Ahmed Zakai made Rabban Kamar Nail, Rabbi Ahmed Zakai made a takana with Rabbanan. Vikitakin them high for Zakai looking in from made Xera, he didn't make a takana for out of doubt. Rabbi Nabi says, you know what? I'm really in my mother told me, Avuch la have Hadash, your father will not eat new grain, Ella, but order that you said Hagit Kanina. Except on the 17th in Nisan, which is the night before the 18th. Just like Rabbi, you have like Rabbi Yudah, that is Asur the entire day. The Hayesh Sedekani also concerned for Safek, and therefore you wait till the end of the 17th. New Mishnah. HaOmer Hayam Matir Midina. The Omer will allow grains in the outside of the Mikdash. Ushei Lechem Hadash, Ushei Lechem will allow stuff in the Beit HaMikdash. And B'in Menahot Bikurim Menahot couldn't Omer. You cannot bring a Menah Bikurim Korban or Menah of an animal before the new crop before the Omer is brought. It may be, but if he brought it, pasul, pasul. Couldn't l'shtei lechem levi. You should also not bring before the shtei lechem. However, maybe, but if you did bring it kasher. Let's see if the telephone v'kafash had a problem. Ma ben kodem Omer v'kodem l'shtei lechem. What's the difference? Is it one asur, second biasur? Why is shtei lechem mutar? The Gemara says, Amar lefnav v'ida ben Nachemia la. You can't compare. Even Amar kodem Omer, if you want to say before the Omer, shekain lo otar mekula tzayot. There's no release for anybody before the Omer. Tomorrow, but regarding the Shtel when you're bringing for the Mincha, you already have a release for the ordinary person. That's why it's allowed for the commonplace, for the Korban if you did by Diavad. Shtak Rabbi Tafan was quiet. Tavu Panav got happy that he was able to outsmart Rabbi Tafan and unfortunately took a tragic turn. Mother Bakir said, Yehuda Sahavu Panecha Shahash Zeken. Yehuda, did you just become so excited that you disputed and you knocked out an old rabbi? I'll be astonished if you live long. Sure enough, Amari da Rabbi Alai, Hotel Perek Paros Pesach. Yeah, that time was right before Pesach, 2 weeks before Pesach, which is right around now when I'm recording it. When I went to Shavuot, to Beit Mikdash, I asked, Yehuda ben Benchaniah, where is he? Amru told me he passed away. According to his reasoning, that the new crop is mutar for a regular person, and therefore Bora Koban with it is okay. Nisachim Bikurim Shekrivan Bekolim Omer, the Nisachim of the early one, which you brought before the Omer. It needs also kasher. Of course, why not? You would have thought, maybe by the Mecha it's okay, but because it was mutar for a regular person. Oh, below mutar. But regarding the Nisachim, there is no release. Maybe Rabbi Yehuda would say it's Asur. Mashan Kosher Kenachad Lo Zakla over here, definitely no Asur. Okay, סדר הכנסה גלי פיל סימן. Ba'ir Rahma. Shtei lechem mahu she'yaturu sh'lo k'zram. Shtei lechem, let's say you did it out of order. Before the Omer, for example. Does that allow the grain or not? What's the case? Kigon da'arin ben Omer l'shtei lechem. Let's say you planted the grain between the Omer and the shtei lechem. V'halif alayu shtei lechem v'Omer. Then the shtei lechem and the Omer passed. My what halacha? Kistran sheiran k'shalton v'shrein. So therefore, technically, the shtei lechem was first, and then the Omer of the next year is second. Do we say it's okay? Or maybe since it's out of order, it's not mutar. The Gemara says, Minhat Omer Baktum is referring to the Minha. Me'echem ba, what kind of grain is it brought? Minasaurin and barley. Why is something barley? Maybe it's wheat. But as I remember, it says, the word Aviv is mentioned by Mitzrayim, by the hail. The Torah also mentions by the Omer. Ma'avim over time, so just like over there, the barley got hit. By the Omer, it's also referring to barley. Re'akiv Amari says no. We find that a person brings his minha obligation from wheat and barley. Again, the community only brings it from wheat. But also they can also bring barley. If you want to tell me it's only from wheat, we never find a community that could bring from barley. Therefore, it has to be. The explanation. If you want to tell me the Omer comes from wheat, then the shtei lechem is not considered a bikurim because you already brought it. If you want to tell me the shtei lechem can be mutar out of order, you can find that the shtei lechem is first. For example, be a case where you offered the Omer from wheat plants that already are rooted. Before the shtei lechem, but after the Omer of last year. This year's shtei lechem is from wheat that took root. Before this year's Omer, but after last year's shtei lechem. So we see both the Omer and shtei lechem can be offered from wheat, and the shtei lechem can be the bikurim, knocking out the fact that we had say that it has to be from barley, not wheat. Why do you say it has by first korban? Bikurim, the physical community, do you think that's referring to the actual bikurim? The Mizbeach community, first korban from the Mizbeach. Over here, the korban already ate from this year's produce prior by the time the shtei lechem had been offered, and therefore, technically, even the shtei lechem is out of order, it still cannot be technically the first korban of wheat. Next question. Shtei lechem. Hanatza shriyan, do we say it's mutar for the fruit recurring from the time of hanatza or hanata or from hanata? Sharian. ما احنا سمعنا شحنة. That what's the difference? إذا ما احنا تدري فاحنا تدري from the beginning process of growing the fruit. هش we already said mutar when it takes roots. احنا سمعنا ثاني so what's the question regarding احنا تساوي احنا تا. لا احنا تدري على احنا تدري لا. It's referring to the leaves, which is before the beginning of the fruit. Me have a key hashashar is that considered like roots? Oh no, is that not considered like a root? Or therefore would be mutar to use it or not? The Marsh says teko, not sure. We'll stop here.